Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It's brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to look at our favorite players and all the players that we acquired in this offseason. But first, before we go into anything else, I need to bring in my main man, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What I do? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And of course, we got the main course. We got the Wall of Fame. We got Detroit Lions on the Prowl trivia. We got your comment cards. We got the question of the day. And of course, dessert with your man, Curt. But first, hey, subscribe to the channel. Join the family. We don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. But first, let me bring in the third man of the team. Who? Coach Jones.
Who? Coach Mike Jones. Who? Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lions fans?
Hey, let's get this thing going.
Right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions talk, baby. Welcome back, Lions fans, and we're about to dive into the players that we have acquired in the offseason. So I'm going to kick it to my man, Curt, and let us know what's going on.
All right, everyone. Let's go over the players, first of all, offense that the Lions and Brad Holmes, the new general manager, have brought in this offseason. Of course, the biggest name on this list is quarterback Jared Goff in the trade for one Matthew Stafford. And then we have another quarterback, Tim, I don't know who the hell he is, Boyle. Then we got running back Jamal Williams. We got the speedy second generation Lion Rashad Perriman. Then we got another big speedy guy, Tyrell Williams, coming over from the Las Vegas Raiders. We got Khalif Raymond, the return specialist, coming over from the Tennessee Titans. Damian Ratley, the speed guy that John Dorsey drafted over there in Cleveland. And then one Mr. Bite Your Kneecaps Off himself, coming up from the New Orleans Saints, tight end, blocking extraordinaire Josh Hill. So on the offensive side of the ball, fellas, who is your favorite acquisition for the Lions?
Who are you going to, Curt?
My favorite acquisition, really?
I was saying, which one of us are you asking?
Oh, I'm asking, let's see, Mike, who you got first?
Why are you putting me on the spot? You know what? The guy that was drafted by Brad Holmes, Damian Ratley, I believe his name is, the receiver out of I believe that's
by Dorsey.
Yeah,
by Dorsey,
yeah.
Out of
Dorsey,
Cleveland,
yeah,
Damian Ratley.
Yeah. I believe they have the most. I believe when they believe in players that they bring in, they give them a role, and that player gets to thrive, and maybe something that he didn't get to do at his old team. So that's my favorite.
Your favorite. All right, Jim, who you got?
Yeah, I got Jamal Williams, man. Why wouldn't you? That dude is electric. That dude is so funny, but also he can produce on the field. He looks relentless on the field. He's always trying to get an extra yard, always keeping those legs churning. And I think that if we get this offensive line built, he could go for quite a few yards along with DeAndre Swift, but I think he's a perfect complement to DeAndre Swift. Good blocking back as well.
You know, it's surprising as far as I like Jamal Williams as well, but I'm going to go a little different direction. I'm going to go with the other Williams, Tyrell Williams. Ooh, that guy's a big guy. He can burn. When he's healthy, he had a torn labrum, but it didn't really affect his speed. And I've watched him work out in his offseason. I follow him on Instagram. So, I think he'll be ready to go. I saw him catching balls the other day from Jared Goff. So I think he's going to be able to really get in there and do some work on the offense. That's my guy right there. Now let's kind of switch lanes to the defense. Now, here's some guys that kind of can be exciting. We got defensive end Charles Harris. We got Michael. I'm on a trash Jared Goff Brockers. Linebacker Alex Anzalone. Linebacker Sean Dion Hamilton. Quentin Dunbar coming over from the Washington football team, the Seattle Seahawks. Then you got Dean Barlow, the professor coming over. You got defensive back who people really thought his name was fake, Corn Elder. and you have one kicker with special teams. Randy laces out Bullock.
Okay.
So, Mike, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alex Anzalone because having a linebacker who specializes in coverage is I don't think we ever had that here in Detroit in recent history. Maybe we try with Reeves Maben to do it, but he specializes in coverage. Maybe he can get a little bit stouter in the run game, but having him is like having something like a diamond. Like we just haven't had that. So I like Alex Anzalone.
All right, Jim, what you got, my man?
Well, I think we do with Jamie Collins. I think we had a guy that can cover when he wants to.
Yeah,
he ain't taking plays off.
That's the thing.
And the tagline for the Detroit Lions is "When healthy."
Yeah.
Tagline for the Detroit
Lions. I could have swore I saw Jamie Collins with a cup of coffee on the field one time. He was just sipping coffee.
Just chilling.
Okay, go ahead.
Chilling. So defensive tackle Michael Brockers, I think, is the game changer here. He's a run stuffing guy. He can get to the quarterback too. He has a lot of quarterback pressure, sacks, things like that. I think he's going to really help our secondary, because if we can get to the quarterback quicker and we get more pressure, it's easier for them guys to cover if they don't have to cover forever in the secondary.
This is very true.
No pressure whatsoever.
This is very true.
Michael Brockers is my favorite.
Okay. All right. Now with Jim's tagline, when healthy, my guy has to be Quentin Dunbar. That dude can, when he's healthy, he can ball.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. I mean, that guy can play. So that's my guy. Hopefully, when healthy, he can get on the field. And I'm interested to see what he does under Aubrey Pleasant. I keep coming back to my homeboy, but Flint Town got to represent Flint Town, baby, and that's how we roll right here. At least that's how Curt roll right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Well, Curt, all right, so those.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
They did you a favor on offense. Because you've been saying we need speed, and
more speed. Yes, trust me, speed,
Raymond, more speed.
Because
more speed.
You know what I said
for the longest.
I said we needed speed everywhere in the concession stands, hot dog vendors, parking lot attendants. We just needed the speed all over the roster. It was just so terrible.
Like if you guys, we all mentioned our first guy, so you got to have at least one or two. Does everybody have another guy you think under the radar a little bit on offense or defense? Doesn't matter which one.
For me, it's I will have to go. My second guy had to be the other Williams, Jamal Williams. Like you said, that's just not what he does off the field. What he does on. I mean, the guy's electric. The guy can make plays. He has great vision. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. So, it gives a good 1-2 punch with DeAndre Swift, because sometimes you have a drop off when you have the second guy come in and running back, but there's no drop off with Williams. You know what I'm saying? It's just a consistent play when he's on the field. So that's my guy. My second guy would be the other Williams.
I like that. I like that, Curt. Mine is defensive end Charles Harris. Because if people are probably not in realization, but we actually do have a plethora of pass rushers on defense.
The list is long.
It blows my mind when I look on paper. We have about 6 defensive ends, okay? And I like Charles Harris, man. I think he's a good rotational piece. So
he's long too. He's long and got good bend. So we hope we can get him where he can shine. The guy was a first-round draft pick. It wasn't a first-round draft pick for nothing. So
right.
Get him back to to that where he can play at that status that earned him that first-round draft pick status.
Right. The Lions stacking defensive ends. Pass rush.
Finally.
Who the heck? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Because I don't know what happened. I think it was a couple of years ago that we had a defensive coordinator come into the Lions and said that the pass rush and sacks wasn't important. So I don't know who the hell that guy was.
I think it was Fatty Patty, but I'm not sure. So.
No, I think it was Paul Pascal Oli. Oldie,
Oh,
the
the crypt,
guy,
the
Oh,
crypt keeper.
Pepperoni.
the crypt keeper. Yeah, the crypt
crypt
keeper. You
keeper.
know, yeah, he was coming in with his walker. He came on his hover round, and
Walker Texas Ranger for all you people out there.
yeah, he was. I never understood. I was like, what in the haberdashery is this? Shout out to my man Tony Baker. And it was just crazy. I'm like, what is? So I believe that, you know, with Aaron Glenn, that's going to be a focal point of our defense. Is going to be pass rush.
So I'll give mine.
Who you got, Jim?
Actually, it's weird because I actually like, I just like Mike Jones at the bottom. I like Alex Anzalone. I think he's going to make a huge difference in this team. I like the way he plays. I like the way he rushes the passer. Even, I mean, he does a lot of things. He helps in the run game, and he can also be your guy when you want to cover a tight end or cover somebody else over the middle. I do like him a lot, but there's a lot of guys this year that, like the tagline said, they're, you know, when healthy, or they're Brashad Perryman with the catches and stuff like that. We make fun of them. Like I said, if Rashawn Slater is there, or the other guy, Penei Sewell, we should just give the card to Brashad Perryman because he's the fastest guy on the team. Oops, dropped the card. So.
Just running right up to the podium. Yeah. It's just but if you look at the names, the Lions were actually pretty busy. They were one of the busiest teams this offseason and free agency. You just didn't see. It wasn't like,
it
wasn't immediate.
Yeah.
It wasn't immediate because we were like, what the hell? I know Jim was like, okay, when are they going to sign somebody? When are they going to sign somebody? When are they going to sign? And then next, you know, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. And then next, you know, okay, when are they going to sign somebody else? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. So it was, they actually, you know, they stacked some free agents. But and we've talked about this, the type of players that they have signed to the Lions are guys with a chip on their shoulders, guys who are going to be looking to restore their name, like Mike said, you know, get their status back up, you know what I'm saying, get that juice back in the building. And I think I like that because of the fact that that's just kind of fits Dan Campbell's type of approach, you know what I'm saying? He wants guys that are going to be aggressive, they're going to be explosive, and the guys are going to compete. And, you know, they want the best, and they want the fiercest competitors out on the field on Sunday. It may not translate into a whole bunch of wins, but it's going to be entertaining.
That's Detroit. That's Detroit. In itself, man. Underpaid people who are hungry and want to get it, and will do whatever it's willing to take to get it. Because you got guys who have been who've been, I wouldn't say underpaid, but they haven't made a lot of money in NFL, on NFL terms. And they have a chance now to kind of stand out, separate themselves, break out. You know, a lot of these guys won't be on the team next year. But we'll keep a few guys that stand out, and they got their chance, the opportunity in 2021 to show who they are and maybe get broke off a little bit. So
What do you guys think? I have a question for the panel. And I'm going to start with Curt. But do you think, talent-wise, this team is better than last year's team?
Talent-wise?
I wouldn't say talent-wise, but I say effort-wise.
That's fine. The question is, do you think this team is a better team talent-wise than we had last year?
I think it may be, with some of the guys, it may be depending on the position, it may be slightly better for some positions. I know the defensive back end of the defense and up front of the defense is the talent level is slightly better. Yes. On the offensive side of the ball, wide receiver, as far as the speed wise, they're good, but the talent wise, it's a drop off for wide receivers because it is a drop off.
And I see it as less talented, but I see it as players that want it more, like Curt was saying. And so sometimes effort and coaching can go a long ways with people that, you know, we've had talent here in Detroit, and obviously that hasn't worked out. You know, I mean, skill position talent is what I'm talking about. Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, you know, we had Barry Sanders a long time ago, but it just doesn't seem like that philosophy or system works.
And we've had, even on the defensive side of the ball, we've had talent in spots, Sue. And then one of the guys that underrated guys that was on the Lions that I really liked and was very talented was Steven Tillett. That guy.
Oh yeah.
He was a really
yeah.
talented
Don't let him
linebacker.
celebrate,
Oh,
but
Yeah, don't
I was
yeah,
at that game. I was at that game too.
were you really?
He tore his ACL celebrating.
Yeah. I
Oh
was
my
at that game. It was the
gosh.
first game of the season against the Cardinals. I was
Blast
at that
pass,
game.
though. I mean, they've
Yeah.
had talent.
Yeah, but we've had talent. It's just having
Very slim.
a collective group effort and a collective
Right.
team that puts a quality product on the field. Now, not saying that we, because we've made the playoffs, but it's just like, okay, you made the playoffs. What are you going to do with it? That opportunity just because what are you going to do with it?
Is there such a thing as, and I know two different sports, apples to oranges. I already know that everybody's going to say this, but the Pistons, go to work Pistons, had I wouldn't say the talent, especially against the Lakers that 2004 year, but they had a team. They had people.
It's always about the team.
Right.
So do you think that in Detroit, that's what we've been missing? That we've had star players and all this stuff, but we've never had a cohesive just team.
Right. We haven't had the people and the players on the team that work the best together.
Yes.
I think that's because if you look at that 04 Pistons team, not to throw it off or nothing, but if you remove one guy from that starting lineup, the Pistons probably don't even make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like that team was so perfectly put together with guys who were number twos somewhere else, or even number threes somewhere else.
Journey.
So
pretty much.
Yeah. So right. So
I love Tayshaun Prince, man.
I love Tayshaun. I love Tayshaun, but he wasn't no starter, man.
That being said, I think that we have not as much talent as we had last year, but if we're building a team, it's so much different than just having one star player, two star players, even a few star players, getting all the stats. I'd rather have victories than stats.
And think about how the Rams built that team out there in LA. There wasn't a whole bunch of stars on their offense, except for maybe Tara Gurley. But think about after he left, they still were a very good team. They didn't have a bunch of stars on the offense. I mean, they had a collective group of guys that played well together. Probably their biggest stars were on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I said 8-8 or 8-9, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere around there, 7-10. That's gonna be probably about our record. We're gonna be competitive. We're gonna lose a few games, but hey, it's gonna be a pretty good season. I think we'll be happier overall with the effort and the quality of play on the field. So
definitely.
It's gonna be fun. I don't think you're gonna get a lot of wins. I got us at 5 to 7 wins. But I think it's going to be more fun. All right, let's go with my man Curt over here to the Wall of Fame. We'll walk you over to the Wall of Fame. There you go, Curt.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that nice trip. All right. Well, bronze members we have on the Wall of Fame. We have Detroit Drew, Midwest Lion, Bubble Bo, Art Allen, North End Ken. Boy, I love that name. Detroit Lions top with Micro Mike and Crystal Wiley. All right, the silver members, we got Nomas J, Jason Portis, and you know who we got. We got Gold Lions. All right, Bob Corso, Turner C. Burley, just in the D, Show Me BC, the new fella, Randall Flag 606,
versus
my man.
that's a name right there.
Hey, that's our guy. He
for sure.
He's always definitely he challenges us, but he's a good member of the family. So we appreciate that. All right, we got Miles Gibbs, Randy Pritz, the Gridiron Blitz, and that Dr. Detroit is always in. Yeah. Okay, so if you want to become a member, hit the Join Now button down in the description to get some information on how to become a member and what benefits come with your memberships right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl.
So now we're going to go into some Detroit Lions trivia. And today the question is, and it's an easy one, who owns the Lions franchise sack record? It's very
Come on, Mike. You got this one.
Ooh, kind of threw me on the spot. The sack record.
That's what we do here.
I know. You kind of caught me off guard. The sack record. I was gonna actually go with somebody from the 90s, but
Go ahead. Go give it a try, man. I know you.
I was gonna say Robert Porcher.
You are right.
Robert
Okay.
Porcher is correct.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
correct.
That is
Hey,
absolutely. Mike got one.
Yeah, I'm born in '83, man. You know, I was watching the Lions, and when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, I was with me, my uncles. I'm watching the Lions, man. So
yeah,
hey.
me too, man. And I watched Robert Porcher for years. I know
Yeah.
a guy who had a picture with him, and and a big old thing with him and stuff like that. We were commenting on that a long time ago. But the winners today are Mark Fogelmark, Matt Fogelmark. Goodness gracious, these names are driving me nuts. Matt Fogelmark wins on Facebook, and just Ken, maybe Barbie's husband, not really sure, on Twitter is the winner. And so tomorrow we will have the next trivia question for everybody. Look for that on Facebook and on Twitter. All righty. Now we're going to go to the comment cards, and we're going to see what you had to say about yesterday's show and just stuff in general. Doug Prince 72 says, I would prefer Baron Browning. Oh God, I like this kid too. Linebacker. Granted, he's not a frequent injury type of guy. He stays healthy, so he's not a Lions normal type to draft. But sarcasm aside, he's a good linebacker. He is a good linebacker, and he's out of Ohio State, and he's a kneecap biter. I
he's one of those guys.
He is one of those guys. He hits you and flips you down. And
man, that he's a Chris Spielman prototype linebacker from Ohio State. Yeah,
we got another guy later on in comment cards that I watched some tape on him, and oh my God, this dude is amazing too. So we'll go to that later. What you got next, Kurt?
Remember Miles Gibbs, the GOAT member on the program. He says, I like Richie Grant. I don't know much about him. Well, but what I have seen looks like he's a good fit.
Yes.
I like Carlos Basham too. Those two would help upgrade our defense. You guys are right. We need better tacklers. Super excited for the Zoom tomorrow. Can't wait. Proud family pride. You know how we do it, Mr. Gibbs. Hey, we look forward to seeing you as well.
Right on. I got Randall Flagg 606.
Yep, that's our guy.
Yeah. He said Liam Etchenberg, Deion Randuns, Alex Leatherwood are all plug and play right tackles you can get in the second round or the third. Why don't you check them out, Jim? I'm talking to you, Jim. Said, haha, just giving you a hard time, dude. Great show. Take a chance on Cisco. He's worth it.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
That
Leatherwood dude is a house.
He really is a big dude. And there's people that you can get in the right tackle position in the second round. I do not argue about that point. But why are we going to go wide receiver in the first round? That's what I don't understand.
Right.
You know, it's worked so well before. I
support you, Jim. I support you.
Yeah, I can't even say anything more about it because we do it all the time. This one I want to address because it's something that is happening, and also on our live streams, also on our premieres. Barry McBain, he says, why do my comments get erased? Did I say something wrong? Let me address all of this stuff. People that get put in timeout, people that get their comments erased. YouTube has bots, and this is exactly what's going on. It's actually YouTube doing this whole thing, and we are fighting the bots. We're with you. We're not trying to erase your comments or do anything bad. Thing is we're all fighting against it. I actually talked to YouTube about it. They kind of blew me off basically and said, well, everything's working fine. No, it's not working fine when you have bots putting people in timeout. Kurt has been put in timeout over and over and over again for absolutely no reason.
I'm one of the I'm what do you call it? Moderator. I've been put in timeout.
Yeah. Kurt is part owner of the show. So why in the world would you do that stuff to us too? It makes no sense. Right. Also in timeout, when we would put somebody in timeout, the other moderators would get a message that happened, and there should be a message in the chat. There is no message when the bots do it. So just keep that in mind as well. I just wanted to address that because it keeps coming up over and over again. I just want to tell everybody that's not us doing that.
I thank you guys for hanging with us, even though that's happening to you. You guys are still staying loyal and hanging out with us. So,
Much
it's
love.
it's one of those things that's happening. It's happening to me. So don't lose face. We really
Don't take it
appreciate you.
personal. It's not us.
Yeah, it ain't us
Absolutely.
doing it. All right, next one we have Big West Kevin and says Jamin Davis, linebacker in the second round, Jamar Johnson, safety in the third round, and wide receiver Nico Collins with our other third round pick. Man, you got to love Nico Collins. Go blue, baby. He is University of Michigan all the way. I am in agreement with you, Big West. Those are some good picks if we can get those guys in the second round.
Yeah, especially if we can get Nico.
Amazing. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's all good. Especially if we can get Nico, and I think he'll be here with our second pick in the third round. He fits the prototype of what Brad Holmes has been trying to bring in. That's those quick, fast, speedy guys. And he's physically, I think he's like 6'1", 6'2". So, yeah, man, I'd love to bring him in.
I'd love to bring him in too, but Davis is a beast. That dude, he can cover, he gets interceptions. He's ruthless. When he tackles somebody, it's like watching WWE. He like suplexes people, stuff like that. I'm not even kidding, man. That dude, I watched some film on him, and he's something else. I would love to see that in round two. Jamar Johnson, good safety. There's a couple of different safeties out there I really like, but their ceiling is kind of high. But right now, every one of them has holes in their game to me. Nico Collins, yeah. That would be a guy that would fit us perfectly.
Yes,
love Nico Collins. Love Nico Collins.
I do too. So, Izzy 777, who is kind of on the same tip as Big West, Kevin in. He says Jamin Davis is in the second by far. I hear that name. He's a top 5 linebacker in this draft, and he can play Mike. Yeah, he would be a very good asset to have. Jamar Johnson is the best receiver with our first, second, and third round picks, respectively.
Yeah, you say Jamar Johnson, the safety, and then the best wide receiver, which would be
Jamar
too.
Yeah,
right.
There's other names, man. Scary Terry's out there. I mean, there's a bunch of wide receivers.
It's a bunch of
Randall that you can get in the second and third rounds.
Yeah. But even the guy out of Purdue was that Rondell Moore, that dude right there out of Purdue.
The other Moore.
My goodness gracious.
There's more Moores than I know.
Yeah. And he kind of reminds me, he plays with a chip on his shoulder. He kind of reminds me of Steve Smith Sr., the one that's on NFL Network. That's how he kind of reminds me of, but a faster one. He's faster than that. But Steve Smith, physical receiver, short, undersized, plays with a chip on the shoulder, and just can flat out ball out on the field. So that's what he kind of reminds me of.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Go to the question of the day, and the question of the day is, who is your favorite player on offense and defense that we acquired in the offseason this offseason? So that's the question of the day. Who was your favorite player, one offense, one defense, that we acquired during the offseason? So that's it for today. The question of the day. Now we're going to go to my favorite part of the show, the dessert with my man, Curt.
All right, we continuing our autism awareness. So the day I got on where it says "I love someone with autism" shirt on the day. So shout out to my man Curt is still the third. I represent for him. But today, my heart and my prayers go out to the family of Dante Wright. If you don't know the story, this is another killing of an unarmed black young adult in Brooklyn Center, as it's really called, Minnesota. During the middle of the Derek Chauvin trial, who the cop that's on trial for the killing of George Floyd. It's just, you get pulled over for having an air freshener in your car, and he's, now he's not here anymore. These things keep happening. It's senseless, but my thoughts and prayers go out to his family. It's just something where, now his infant son doesn't have his father, so shout out to his family, keeping him in our prayers. And it's just something that has to be done about, some of these things. Now, it's just not a political platform. I'm not taking this big stance, but this something that has to be looked at where, you have individuals that do mass murders can walk into a police precinct, but a person who gets stopped for a traffic violation doesn't go home to his family at night. So, but again, my thoughts and prayers I'll go out to the Dante Rice family, and pray that your family finds the healing that it needs in this tough time.
Yeah, and I got final thoughts for today, and my thoughts and prayers go out to Nomis J. Gnome as one of the friends of the show. Used to be in the DSA, and he creates content too. So check him out, Nomis J, his channel. His uncle just passed from COVID-19, and he's lost a couple family members now to that. So everybody needs to take that more seriously than they do. And so nothing else, no promotions. I want to give a shout out to Nomis, and we're thinking about you, buddy.
Yeah. Wow. That's sad to hear, man. The Northwest Jackson Mounties. We are going to shake the house. For a lot of you who don't know, I'm Coach Mike Jones. I'm the new defensive line coach at Jackson Northwest High School. And we've got some powerhouses in our conference. We are a Division IIA school, and we really gonna turn some heads this season. And I can't wait for the season to start. And I'm just excited to break into this coaching thing, and about to see the big nasties this year. Okay, that's definitely what I'm bringing. So
there we go.
Shout out to the Mountie.
All right, my final thoughts for the day is definitely be with your loved ones. Take time to show some love with your family and friends. Be kind to one another, people, and treat others like you want to be treated. As always, hey, you can check us out. Go over on bellyupsports.com and check out the show over there on Belly Up Sports. You have a ton of different podcasts over there and some great articles by some talented writers over there on bellyupsports.com. And hit up Fanatics. You can get your Lions gear. You're going to buy it anyway. So click the link below and help the show out. A proceed of those sales from that link go to help us grow the content on this channel. And join the family. Subscribe to the channel. We don't have fans. We don't got viewers. We got family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. It is Wednesday, hump day, baby. It is almost over. The weekend is in sight. So as you go about your day, you know what you got to do. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, Mike and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.